Hello everyone. Now, very good morning. So today I bring a new topic for you, which is your Oracle modules. What are the financial modules? We are going to discuss the different functionalities of it. Okay. To start with, the main module will be your general ledger module, and apart from that, the normal basic five modules we say. Apart from GL, you'll have AP, ARF, and CM. Accounts payable short form is AP. Accounts receivable short form is AR. Cash management short form is CE, and fixed assets stands for FA. And apart from that, you will have a few other financial modules which could be plays a very important role. It depends upon if the business or the company they're using all these modules or not. Okay, so I'll give you a brief, more of like you can say to have an understanding of what the role of each module, what they do, and what are the different business processes normally we run on these modules actually. Okay. To start with, you will have general ledger module. This module actually is primarily to have more of like recording of the transactions from all subledger modules. Okay, so let us understand what is a subledger module. Basically, apart from GL, all other modules are called subledger modules. Wherever your transactions are happening, reporting, in terms of transactions are recording and move to your general ledger module. Okay. The second thing is that in general ledger module, we record the transactions and do the reporting in the general ledger modules. Normally, the financial reporting happens from the general ledger modules. Okay. So to start with, what is the role of accounts payable module? Let us understand this. Well, the role of accounts payable module in ERP is basically to record the supplier invoices and supplier payments actually. Okay. So you will have supplier invoices and supplier payments in the accounts payable module. Okay. And apart from that, you'll have accounts receivable module. In accounts receivable module, we normally do the customer invoice and customer receipts particularly. Okay. And we have also miscellaneous receipts kind of a elements is also there. Wherever there will be no customer, you can get on those miscellaneous receipt like that. And we have so many functionalities under one module. As I'm just discussing, try to discuss here the broader idea of having these modules, why this is being used actually. Okay. Cash management, we just normally do the bank reconciliation in cash management. You normally every business, every company will have their own bank accounts, right? Those bank accounts are normally maintained in the cash management module, and you'll have bank statement on a monthly basis that we import those bank statement from the bank actually through the integrations, bank integrations. We'll have some kind of reports like bank statement reconciliations reports that we run it in the cash management. So the data comes from your accounts payable, whatever your vendor payments, supplier payments. Normally we do the reconciliation in cash management, right, with respect to the check payment, EFT, wire, ISO, anything could be. Similarly, in the accounts receivable, you'll be getting the customer receipts, the deposits particularly, right? Those deposits, we do the reconciliation in the in the cash management module. It could be your direct debits, your ISO receipts, right? All these informations that we kept in the accounts receivable module and then transferred to cash management module for the reconciliation purpose. In fixed assets, normally we need to keep the track of the assets of the company. Okay. Normally what happens in that, in every company you will have assets which are bought from different vendors to have their day-to-day operational activities to run actually. Okay, so fixed assets, normally in fixed assets we acquire the asset, we do kind of depreciation of the assets being maintained as per the corporate book, as per the tax book. And you will have like the adjustment, the reclassification of those assets. So all these various you can say transactional activities that we perform in the fixed assets module. Next is the tax module. Normally, in the tax module, we define the taxes basically. So the taxes can be manual or automatic, depends upon the company's activity, the business scenario. So once you define the tax rate, resume to rate tax, it normally apply to different modules actually. In accounts payable module, like the supplier, whatever tax is applicable, you can apply the taxes which is coming from your tax module. Okay. Similarly, in accounts receivable modules also you'll have tax impact, right? So those taxes being defined in the tax module particularly. Clear? Okay. So the next is intercompany module. So intercompany module, we define, intercompany relationship particularly. If you have, more than one, company or one primary balancing segment. So how you are going to do intercompany in between these primary balancing segments particularly. So those things we maintain in the intercompany level in order to set up the balances. And apart from this is I'm talking of, across the intercompany, charges that you can leverage into the intercompany module. And apart from that, if you have AGIS I mean, AGIS means it's more of like, if you have more than one country present across the globe, then what you need to do is the intercompany setup and definition based upon the cross charges, the transfer pricing we do in the intercompany module, and so on. Then we do the intercompany eliminations. Then we perform in GL the color consolidation. So many things are there. Okay. And the next module is the advanced collection module. Basically, it is more of like, the in connection with the accounts receivable module, where a customer definition has been maintained with respect to the outstanding balances, right? If a customer doesn't paid, based upon that payment terms, so what is the criteria, what is the collections, the delinquency levels, all these elements we maintain in the collections module. Based on that, we normally send the statements, the dunning letters basically to the customer. So it's more of like the collection features, the collection elements you could say in the available in the advanced collection module, advanced features apart from your accounts receivable module. Next is your expenses module. In expenses module, it's more of like your corporate card expenses, your employee expenses. We do maintain in expenses module. So what it mean by actually, we can, create the expenses of each employees, then transfer it to accounts payable model, create those, expenses report, invoices, then pay it to the bank or pay reimburse to the employee. It's either way you can do. So this module particularly involves in recording of the expenses of the employee. Then you'll have revenue management. Basically, in the revenue management, you'll have the revenue recognitions done in the accounts receivable. Apart from that, if you have any kind of, subscription kind of a model, sales plus service or service based organization have, wherever they are having customers, based upon this, quarterly or half yearly or yearly, all these charges, invoices based upon that revenue has to be recognized. So we maintain those revenue kind of a recognition in the revenue management module. And apart from that, you will have also a project module which is called your PPM module. It's more of like project centric. It could be your fund based project or could be non funded based projects. It compiles of your project costing and billing module, where you incur the cost of the each project. Then try to have a budget and the actual cost as what has been incurred in that particular project. So we can get a, budget and align analysis kind of a report out of it. So basically all the project related, right, expenses, your capex, opex, or the capital kind of a projects, we all maintain on all sort of projects, funded or non-funded. It all happens in the projects module, and then transfer all the module get transferred, all the accounting entries to the general ledger module for the reporting purpose. This is what all the modules, I have demonstrated here. The roles, I mean, in a brief way, I've just mentioned the roles. What is the, day-to-day roles in terms of the company activities that occurs every day. Okay. So thank you everyone.